Hi everyone, Kevin Thompson here from themlmattorney.com. I'm also managing partner at Thompson Burton. And yesterday we had a hugely successful Google Hangout with multiple professionals about the Zeek Rewards liquidation process. We had my partner Walt Burton on the line. We also had industry experts Troy Dooley and Lynn Clements. We had two people that specialize in receiverships, one primarily with bankruptcy as well, and that was Philip Young. And the other guy was Jordan Maglich, who does a lot of work with Ponzi scheme cases. So we had a great panel of people to field questions from both the net winners in the Zeek Rewards matter and also the net losers. But yesterday morning, I think because of some of the promotions that were happening and some of the discussions that were happening before the hangout, apparently it worried somebody, and that person was Robert Craddock. Robert pushed out a very negative message about me, and he attacked me. Essentially, he attacked my character, he attacked my credentials, and assaulted my reputation. And this is actually the first time I've had to deal with something like this. The contents of his message, it's a complete lie. It's a complete lie. And there's an email thread that substantiates everything I'm about to say. So, with my kids and with myself, our whole family, we have 8 Thompson maxims. And these are principles that I try to instill in my kids, and they're standards for me to live up to as well. One of those maxims is Thompsons control their emotions. It's actually maxim number 3. And the reason I do that is because I have found that people under the influence of really intense emotions make bad decisions. And so that applies for when you're angry. And yesterday I was angry. And my reaction was to fight, was to get in this mud and fight and bring back justice. Sorry for the distractions going on back there. Let me close these shades. So the temptation was to go to blows. But I decided to give it a day, talk with my partner, and I've waited a day, and I have since calmed down. And I realized that really Craddock isn't that credible of a person. So some of the things that, when I make decisions, I like to ask myself, what would I want my son to do if he were in a similar situation? My son Luke is 5. He's a remarkable young boy, been through some challenges. And with that yardstick, it makes things pretty clear for me. It's not a matter of what's convenient, it's a matter of what's right. So if I hold my kids to a higher standard, I've got to hold myself to a higher standard. And I'll tell you this, if somebody were pushing around my kid in the schoolyard, they're picking on him, I'd like to think that he would protect himself, maybe push back if there was a legitimate threat. In this scenario, we got somebody who seems troubled. I don't know how to describe it. Maybe he needs help, maybe he's confused, maybe he has bad information, but in that sort of scenario, when you have somebody who's hurting and they want to hurt other people, maybe the best thing to do is to walk away. And that's the decision that I've made. It's just to leave it alone. Just leave it alone. There's not going to be disparaging words lobbed in the other direction. I'm not going to do it. But I am hoping that Craddock, after realizing his mistake, accepts responsibility and issues an apology. That would be appreciated. So with that being said, that's the general announcement. I'm going to talk directly to Robert Craddock right now. Robert, well, first of all, before I talk to Robert, let me give people an update on what I'm talking about. In Robert's message, this was, I guess, done, before our Google Hangout last night. He says, when we started zteambiz.net, Kevin contacted me and wanted to get access to the database. He offered to pay me for the data and place people below me in the program so I would benefit. I told him he was a scumbag and questioned if he was really an attorney. All I can say is I contacted the Tennessee Bar Association and they did not have a record of him. Then he goes on to say that Kevin is trying to get your information, and a conference call will allow him to capture your information, pitch you on a penny auction program. Okay, so Robert, let me address these remarks in your message. First, you contacted me on August 20th. Now, for those of you that are watching this video, I'm not going to publish this on my blog. I don't want to draw a lot of attention to this, but when somebody comes at me, I've got to counter it with the truth. And Robert, August 20th, you contacted me, and you were asking me to introduce you to a client of mine, Bitify. When I get these messages, and I get them frequently from people that want me to connect them with clients, as if I'm some sort of Grand Central Station, I ignore it. I ignore this message. I ignore messages like these because it's not my place to field random messages from people that I do not know and associate them with clients of mine. Clients pay me for a specific function. I focus on that function 100%. I do my job. Now, if I know of other professionals in the space, and if a client has a problem, and I feel like one of those professionals can help, I gladly make a referral. And if somebody I trust says, hey, Kevin, I think I can help your folks over there, I'll make the introduction. But Robert, I've never even heard of your name up until this point. I ignore the message. Robert, you gave me a call on August 20th, the same day. I'm not sure how you got my number, but you got it, and you called me. I've got a record of that call because it was a Google Voice number that you called me. You called my Google Voice number, and it was a 5-minute call. Long enough for me to realize I'm not really comfortable with this guy. I never offered to pay you for ZTeamBiz. I never had knowledge of ZTeamBiz. I had no idea. You essentially told me what you did for Zeke, that you had 2,000 people in your downline, and that you wanted to help out Bitify with some of the reputational issues. I told you that that's not my place. I declined. I said I'm not going to make a connection. But since you're interested in the Zeke matter, we've got a form that we're putting out there. Drive some traffic to that. We're going to use it for a mailing list to provide information. Bye-bye. See you later. 5-minute call. All right. You then send me an email. This email was sent same day, August 20th. This email was sent in response to a newsletter that I sent about the form. This is all out there. Now, for those of you watching, I'm going to include a link to these communications so you can know that it's legit. In the email, you said, if I could direct a lot of Zeke people to sign up with your firm, what would be in it for me? It's right there. Okay? Again, I never contacted you. I never offered to pay you money. But here you are asking me for something, not quite sure what. We'll leave it. I'll let that one go. My response, we're not asking for people to sign up with our firm. We weren't taking clients at the time. And Robert, to this day, we have yet to take on a single client in this matter. You also, I say, this is my response to you, we're not asking for people to sign up with our firm. We've asked for people to sign up for a mailing list. We're providing the information for free, Robert. There's nothing to share, period. Basically saying, there's nothing in it for you. Sorry, end of story. And Robert, that pretty much sums up our relationship. That was it. Now, you reference that I was going to solicit people for a penny auction program. I've never taken a position with any one of my clients. Any of them. Ever. Never will. I love what I do. I protect it. I'm a father with 3 young kids. I love my business. I will never jeopardize anything by making such a decision. I don't think it's appropriate for vendors to be in the field. That's my opinion. I know there are vendors that do it, but I think once you're in the field, it's sort of a conflict. Because on the one hand, you want to drive leads to your own personal business. On the other hand, you want to provide information to competitors of that business. And also you can access sensitive information that you can leverage if you're building a business. I don't do it. So I'm not sure where that's coming from, why you said it. I don't appreciate it. Just like with you saying that I contacted you, it was a lie. Plus, you never called me a scumball either. I don't recall that. I've never been called a scumball. If I have, it's been a long time. What else did you say? Oh, you contacted the bar. So apparently I'm not a lawyer. Please don't tell my wife. She thinks I'm a lawyer. She was there with me during my 3 years in law school. She actually lived with me and a classmate of mine our first year of marriage. She swears up and down that I went to law school and that I'm currently a lawyer. And also don't tell my partner. He'd be pretty upset. No, I'm being sarcastic, but that's a pretty serious allegation to levy on somebody. That essentially I've been committing fraud for 7 years. If you go to the Tennessee Board of Professional Responsibility, which is administered by the Supreme Court of Tennessee, and I'll provide a link, I guess, to this video where people can check for themselves. My BPR number, that's Board of Professional Responsibility number, is 024755. 024755. You can do a search for me with that BPR number. I've had 0 disciplinary sanctions. I'm in good standing. I am a Boy Scout when it comes to the state bar of Tennessee. All my CLE credits are up to date. That's not an issue, Robert. So I don't appreciate that. You said it. I had to address it. Real quick, you say that experts in this type of law all agree that Zeke did not sell any investment or security. We did a hangout yesterday. We had multiple professionals give opinions. And I'm not going to opine again about the Zeke business model. But you talk about these experts, and they're saying that Zeke was not a security. Where are they? Your lawyer has yet to make a public statement about Zeke's model. You're going to file this action to vindicate or resurrect Zeke. You raised money on the story that the funds were going to be used to resurrect Zeke. It looks like the money is actually being used to cover your personal legal fees that you're incurring to respond to 1, maybe 2 subpoenas. I don't think that's why people contributed money to the fund. I'm staying out of that mess. Good luck to you on that one with whatever shakes out. So Robert, I'll tell you this. I'm not angry anymore. I've had the benefit of 1 night's sleep. I forgive you. I think the email speaks for itself, so I don't need to engage in the who said what when campaign. It's all right there. I don't know why you attacked me. I don't appreciate it. One of the other things that Thompsons do is we accept responsibility. I think that's maxim number 6. We accept responsibility. When you make a mistake, you own up to it. Robert, I'm asking that you accept responsibility for this mistake, and you apologize, or you modify your post, make an amendment, or pull it down altogether. Do what you want. I'm going to leave it up to you. So that being said, folks, it's been a long time since I've done a video update. I'm not a fan of controversy. I don't like fighting. I don't like this stuff. I like to focus on issues. I like to solve problems. But somebody came at me, and I'm not going to let it slide completely. I'm not going to punch back, but I've got to counter lies with truth. So that being said, hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. It's a beautiful Friday here in Tennessee. I'm actually going to the mountains. So I'll catch you later. See you.